Well, Marjorie Prime is out this week again. This is another film which I didn't know anything about, but really impressed me. So it's a science fiction film that nominally is about grief, mourning and memory, but actually none of those things adequately describe it. It is written and directed by Michael Almereyda, based on a play by Jordan Harrison, which I hadn't seen. We start with Lois Smith as the widowed Marjorie. She is lonely. She's teetering on the brink of senility. She lives in an upmarket home overlooking the ocean in what we take to be a near future. She's talking to a younger man played by John Hamm, and we come to realise that the younger man is in fact a holographic version of her husband in his younger life, who she has been given as a companion, someone to talk to, someone to share memories with. The way in which she shares memories is that they talk stories about their past, but the hologram only knows what it's been told. So it's been told stories by everyone else about what it should know, but she basically has to teach the holographic husband the stories of their past. So he says, do you remember the time we first met and this is what happens? And she says, yes, actually it was like this. And he says, right, now I'll remember that. And so the past changes as it becomes present. It becomes something which is malleable, which is changed, which is actually not quite in keeping with what actually happened. The past is a living, breathing thing. This holographic artificial intelligence has been set up by Gina Davis and Tim Robbins as the daughter and son-in-law. They think it's a good idea for her to have companionship, although they're slightly uneasy about the artificial intelligence. And then as the story goes on, time periods move on, and essentially characters start to become replaced by their avatars. Old memories become new memories. The future becomes the past. And we start to move from an environment in which we know exactly who everyone is to an environment in which we're not quite sure who everyone is. It's a film about telling stories. It's a film about the way that identity is formed by memory. It's a film which deals with the same themes that are dealt with in Blade Runner 2049, that are dealt with to some extent in AI, the Steven Spielberg movie, about wanting to be a real boy. What does it mean to be real? What does it mean to be artificial? It also, I think, owes a debt to that lovely movie Robot and Frank, which wasn't widely enough seen at all and was a really, really moving film about an elderly character who is given a robot for companionship. This, incidentally, is something which is happening in the real world. There really are now robot companions for the elderly in some areas. And as you watch, the whole world seems to move between being real and being artificial. Is that sound of the wind? Is that real wind or is that artificial wind? Is that image of the sea? Is that a construction of the sea or is it a memory of the sea? I thought it was really tender, really touching. I can see how it could have had a stage play origin, but I also felt it was cinematic, beautiful performances across the board. And I really loved it. I thought it was a really terrific piece of work. And it's called Marjorie Prime.